got a really big team, looking for really big rings. They need some really nice things. Yeah, we coming for your team.
Last night, hundreds of students flocked to Carmel's 502 East Event Center to enjoy prom. They bowled, they danced, they did everything that you do on prom. And in tradition with prom, some of them learned the practical application of the birds and the bees.
That is right. There were hundreds of dollars spent on this magical night, and it was reported that 7 virginities were stolen. I can't think of an easier way to do this at a school chaperone event.
Now, you may be laughing, but we need to let those couples know what to expect when they're expecting. So here, on the nightly Knocked Up News, we would like to invite Stacy and her mom. Please welcome them.
Thank you guys for having me. I would like to warn you about my little accident, Stacy.
Don't you mean your little bundle of joy?
You have no idea. If only I could go back to that night 1 year ago at prom.
That's so sad. But we invited you here to warn other couples, inform the public.
Thank you for that. I mean, what's the point in waiting, guys? Let's get going. So, first weeks of pregnancy are great. You have no idea you're even pregnant, you know? Ignorance is bliss.
You know, that actually is true. Fertilization doesn't happen until week 3. The egg and sperm unite in the fallopian tubes to form the zygote, and then the zygote travels down the fallopian tube towards the uterus, where the zygote begins to divide and form a cluster.
You know, Cooper, you almost sound like a doctor. I mean, doesn't that little ball of stuff look like a raspberry and form a morula? Well, you know what? After the break, we're going to have Dr. J on from the University of Bangkok.
India.
Thank you. Please be back.
We coming for it. We need them big rings.
It's now week 4. You've missed your period. Your baby's still an embryo. Your breasts are popping. Look at your breasts. Now look at me. Now look at your breasts. Now back to me. It's now week 5. Your baby's heart has started to beat. Your mood is swinging like crazy. Face it, you're pregnant. Why wear regular clothes when you can wear maternity leave clothes?
Hello, this is your PSA for all of you expecting mothers out there, and this is what to expect during your 6th, 7th, and 8th week of pregnancy. So during the 6th week of pregnancy, your baby's beginning to develop ears, a nose, and a mouth. And then throughout the 7th week of pregnancy, your baby is doubling in size, as well as little hands and feet are beginning to emerge, and a tail. And then through the 8th week of pregnancy, the baby's nerve cells are starting to branch out, and he's starting to develop little baby lungs. The baby will start to move, although you won't feel any movement yet. Now women, you are going to experience many intense food cravings, and you'll start to gain a little bit of weight, but don't worry, it's okay. It's natural. This is also the perfect time to get an ultrasound and get your first doctor's appointment, just to make sure that everything's A-okay for the baby. Thank you, and good luck.
We coming for it. We need them big rings.
Welcome back to Nightly Knocked Up News. I'm Cooper alongside Nick and Dr. J. Now, Dr. J, it seems here that you are about to get your baby's 101 lecture today.
Yeah, that's right, Cooper. So today I'm giving a lecture to my students on weeks 9 through 12 of pregnancy, which is the later part of the first trimester. So by week 9, the baby's actually starting to grow more muscles, and by week 10, the baby is starting to grow bone and cartilage to support its structure. Now by week 11, you can really start to tell that it's a fetus that's developing, because many of the structures start to look very familiar. So we can see the hands, the feet, and the head is very clear. And by week 12, the baby is actually starting to grow fingernails. So here's how we see the development within those 4 weeks.
It's very interesting information, Dr. J.
Yeah.
Very interesting, but I do have one question. Why does your baby have a tail?
So actually, during the embryonic development at week 9, the baby has what looks like a tail, but it slowly starts to grow away, and that tail becomes the tailbone. Now, mothers in this time are probably going to be experiencing a lot of nausea, vomiting, but those symptoms will go away by around week 12 to week 14. And also in this time, moms are going to start to produce a lot more saliva, and they're also going to find that they're urinating a lot more. Now, these are just very common symptoms that people start to feel between weeks 9 and week 12.
Okay. So the first trimester is week 1 through 13. Could you give us a preview on what the second trimester would be?
Yeah, sure. So by the second trimester, the
Well,
mom should...
sorry, Dr. J, we have to cut you off now. It's the end of our show. Thank you for watching tonight. We'll see you next time on Nightly Locked Up News.
Yeah, we coming for your team. Yeah, we coming for your team. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings. I got a really big